Teardown video of the CFMOTO 675 3-cylinder engine. Here we go. This specific engine was used on the track at Ordos Circuit. Then, I personally rode it for another nearly 1,000 kilometers. Let's take a look at the exterior first. The exterior looks very similar to their own 450 SR engine. Because of the modular design, some internal components here are interchangeable with the 450 engine. Let's weigh it. CFMOTO claimed that this engine weighs 54 kilograms. On the scale, it shows 56.5 kilograms. The engine oil hasn't been drained yet, minus 3 kilograms of oil. The net weight is 53.5 kilograms. Achieving this weight for a 3-cylinder engine is actually quite impressive. Oh, right, it seems I should add an engine weigh-in segment in the future. Now, let's look at the clutch. It uses a clutch from FCC Japan. Look at the timing chain area here. Doesn't it look identical to their own 450? This small black cover below is also the same as the one on the 250 SR engine. This engine belongs to the number 12 bike from the Ordos track. Let's check the clutch plates after track use. They look almost brand new. No visible wear and tear. Regarding the issue of these clutch plates not being for sale, I asked my supplier about it. Since it's a new model, they haven't set the retail price yet. They will be widely available later. The clutch plates are also FCC paper-based friction plates. As for the number of plates, there are 7 friction plates and 6 steel plates. Also, my main business is repair. In the spirit of being helpful, I compared clutch plates from over 20 different bikes. I finally discovered that they are identical to the QJMotor Xiao 650 plates, and the QJMotor Xiao 650 clutch plates are also an FCC Japan substitute. Give me a like just for finding that out. Now you don't have to worry about missing parts. Even if CFMOTO doesn't sell them, you can buy the Xiao 650 parts. Alright, let's look at the bearings. CFMOTO has always been generous with bearings. They use imported NTN bearings from Japan. Specifically the TMB series long life bearings. TMB doesn't stand for Tianma. These 3 letters represent NTN's special long life bearings. They're 400, 650, 450, and 250. All use NTN bearings. So it's expected that CFMOTO uses these bearings. After all, that's their consistent practice. Since the CFMOTO 450 performed so well, many have high expectations for the 675. I was also waiting for the 675, you see. But it hasn't been officially released yet. I couldn't wait any longer. But I am just as curious about the engine as you all are. If I hadn't injured my arm, I would have torn it down long ago. After my checkup, I immediately started the teardown. This is the hydraulic tensioner. Same as the CFMOTO 450. The benefit of a hydraulic tensioner is that it helps extend the timing chain life. The downside is a slight clacking sound when cold. That's the tensioner, not the valves. You win some, you lose some. The CFMOTO 450, the 500, and the 675 all exhibit this phenomenon. So don't be alarmed. The valve cover only has minor usage marks, no real wear. Let's check the camshafts. The camshafts are cast iron, but the naked eye can't tell if it's chilled cast iron or ductile iron. It's one of the two. If they had used alloy steel camshafts, could the performance ceiling of this machine be pushed even higher? By the way, I showed the inside just now. The cam lobes have almost zero wear. This engine went straight to the track without a break-in. For the camshaft condition, you can rewind and take a look. Hardly any visible wear. Owners who don't like to do break-in miles should feel much better after seeing this. Now, let's look at the valves. CFMOTO used cobalt alloy valves. These are considered high quality in domestic brands. Let's check the cylinder. It uses an electroplated ceramic cylinder. CFMOTO's twin-cylinder, triple, and four-cylinder engines all use ceramic. This has become a standard for them. Alright, let me pull it out to show you. No break-in plus track racing. With a pin throttle. What does a ceramic cylinder look like after that? Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? The cross-hatching is clearly visible. Except for some carbon, it looks unused. So bright. In any case, ceramic cylinders are superior. Otherwise, why would those big name performance cars all use ceramic cylinders? Now, the pistons. Check out the piston coating. My fellow mechanics know that the piston coating is the first to wear. But look, the coating is almost unchanged. Virtually no signs of use. Let's take the piston out for a look. It's a Xingting forged piston. The skirt is graphite coated. The crown is treated with micro-arc oxidation. This piston is interchangeable with the CFMOTO 450 piston. You could say they are identical, just with the added oxidation on top. Look at the piston rings. The rings are from Onching. Using PVD technology. I'll only take out one piston to save some work, since I have to put it all back together and return it to CFMOTO. Look at this pipe here. There are holes in this pipe. These small holes are for spraying oil onto the pistons, for cooling and lubrication. I saw the mold for the crankcase before. I wondered what these three spots were for. Turns out they were for this component. Look at the crankcase opening. There's no partition between cylinders. It's a completely open design. It seems CFMOTO's claim of modular design is quite accurate. Now, let's disassemble the left side. Doesn't this left side look just like the 450 SR? Very similar appearance. They just moved the water pump over here. This water pump is driven by the balancer shaft. The pump cover also looks very similar to the 450 SR. So even if you weren't told this was a CFMOTO, if you've seen the 450, you'd know it's from the CFMOTO family. This gear is used to drive the water pump on the balancer shaft. As for the riding feel of this bike, since my skills are limited, I'll just share a few thoughts. I don't think this bike is for beginners. Simply put, if your posture is wrong, you'll feel like you can't find the flow. Once your posture is right, it clicks. The riding position is very aggressive, just based on ergonomics alone. It's not designed for novices, in my opinion. The old strainer has OHTV written on it. Guess CCTV couldn't beat OHTV. After removing this ring of bolts, we can split the case. Let's check the crankshaft. Check the bearings before break-in. No wear. Judging by the luster, the main bearings are aluminum-based. Looks like CFMOTO saves where they can, and spends where they must. Fellow mechanics know that main bearings rarely fail. They use dado metal bearings. The environment for main bearings isn't that harsh, so the requirement for them isn't extremely high. Of course, copper-based bearings are better. But look, the CFMOTO 450 uses aluminum-based. How many of those bearings actually fail? Almost none. Now, let's check the balancer shaft. It's a forged shaft. Actually, nothing much to see here. The CFMOTO 450 has two balancer shafts. This triple has just one. Okay, let's remove the connecting rods. Pay attention to the rod bearings. When we talk about spun bearings, it's usually the rod bearings. The main bearings are usually fine, unless there's an oil quality or pressure issue. For the rod bearings, let's check the brand. They use copper-based bearings from Dado. I scraped it a bit with a blade. The copper is visible. Scraping it won't affect the bike's operation. Anyway, it's not my bike. The rods are fracture split, fracture forged rods. Let's check the crankshaft. The crankshaft is from Gaoyang, Jiangsu. Checking the timing chain. It's a did timing chain from Japan. Let's look closer at this crank. It's a one-piece forged alloy steel crankshaft. Twist forged process with a low inertia design. There were rumors online that the 675 crank was a direct copy of the Yamaha MT-09 crank. Some people asked why I didn't address it. Because I hadn't taken it apart yet. Now that we can see it, it is definitely not a 1:1 copy of the MT-09. However, the two middle crank webs do look very similar to the MT-09's. So, it only draws inspiration from the MT-09 in the center section. Other parts are different. The crank angle is 120 degrees. The crankshaft quality is solid. Removing the countershaft, let's check its bearings. Also from NTN Japan. Alright, that's basically the full teardown. This engine can truly be called CFMOTO's self-developed engine, based on the 450 engine blueprints. It's a modularly designed 3-cylinder engine. In terms of materials, it's quite good. After the teardown, I feel this machine has more than 95 HP. CFMOTO probably tuned it down for stability. The overall build quality is high. Crankshaft, rods, pistons, ceramic cylinders, fracture forged alloy steel crank, and cobalt alloy valves are all here. CFMOTO didn't hold back on engine materials. They were a bit stingy with the main and balancer bearings, but they are perfectly adequate for everyone. Market feedback in the long run will tell. Oh, right. The 675 valve springs are flat wire valve springs, same as the 450 SR. Actually, these springs can handle 13,000 revolutions per minute easily. I feel CFMOTO is being conservative for the sake of reliability. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Now I have to put it back together. I need to restore the whole bike and return it to CFMOTO.